Cybermaterial presents Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every week at noon Eastern Time for a high-energy, no-fluff recap of the week's biggest cyber stories. From data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special, live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. Without further ado, let's get this event started.
Hello and welcome everyone to a very special Ask Me Anything Cyber. This is the Cybersecurity Cares Telethon Edition, where we are coming together as a community to raise funds for 5 incredible nonprofits that uplift, support, and diversify the people who defend the digital world every single day. The organizations we have here today are BlackGirlsHack, Sober in Cyber, Women Cyberjutsu, Mental Health Hackers, and the Diana Initiative, an organization my co host Sophie proudly volunteers with. Hi, Sophie, how are you doing today?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. How is it going?
I hope you're doing well. The holiday season is around the corner, and
It
today
is.
we're going to have a very exciting session.
Yeah.
And throughout this session, you'll see a telethon QR code on screen. Please scan it and donate. Truly, even the smallest contribution makes a meaningful impact.
So for all that don't know how it works, all these donations they raise, it will be for the next year, and they will be split evenly among all participation, all the organizations. And if you want to get involved too, they are also looking for volunteers. So I also want to send a huge thank you to Christopher Luft for putting this telethon together and supporting these organizations throughout the year.
And just a reminder for everyone watching, this telethon runs all day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you can donate during the show or even after it ends. If you want to watch the full show, head over to Cybersecurity Cares and tune into the event, the Cybersecurity Cares Holiday Streamathon Spectacular. please also share the stream with your community. The more people who see it, the bigger the impact we can make together. Now, let's get to our segment. 2025 was a year of massive cybersecurity incidents impacting everything from crypto to enterprise software and even manufacturing. We'll be taking a closer look at the biggest incidents of the year and what they meant for all of us. For this segment, we are joined by the wonderful and incredibly knowledgeable guest, Sherry.
Hi,
Hi,
Hi.
Hajade. How are you?
Hi.
it's Sade. So
Hi, Sherry. How are you doing
I'm
today?
well. How are you?
Great. Thank you
Great.
for joining us today. And we are so excited to talk about 2025 Cyber Year in recap and talk about the biggest incidents of the year.
Thank you,
Yes.
Shade, for joining us. And we'll walk through three major cyber incidents of 2025, watch short video clips about them, discuss what had happened, and leave space for questions and insights along the way. So, to our amazing audience out there, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the live chat. Let's begin with the Bybit hack. It was one of the largest crypto thefts ever reported. Let's watch a quick video about it.
In February 2025, Bybit crypto exchange suffered a historic hack. Over $1.4 billion in Ethereum was stolen from a secure offline wallet. This became the largest crypto heist ever. Blockchain analysts and the FBI traced the theft to sophisticated North Korean-linked actors.
Bybit says it remains solvent, working with forensic teams and offering bounties to recover the funds. The hack highlights the growing cyber risks facing crypto platforms worldwide.
So, that was one of the largest crypto thefts ever reported, and large cyber attacks increasingly succeed by exploiting systems and process weaknesses. So, Shade, from a risk assessment and mitigation perspective, which elements of attacks like this present the most persistent challenges for defenders?
So when it comes to like process weaknesses, it's usually people. That is where we see the biggest indicator
Mm-hmm.
of where we fall short. It's people and processes, essentially. So they're like one and one. When attackers succeed through like the phishing, the misconfiguration, what poor access management, when they're able to kind of bypass these systems put in place for protection, then
Hmm.
then it's the world is their oyster. Identity
Yeah.
and access are like the new parameters for them. So they're able to, and it's at scale at this point. Consider that too. We have AI, we have tools that are helping them do it even faster. So unfortunately, it will always be us.
Yeah. The human factor. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sophie, cold
Yeah.
wallets are supposed to be, secure by design. So
Yeah.
why do we continue to see them more vulnerable in attacks like this?
Well, for those who don't know exactly how the hack happens, the cold wallet was not hacked per se. It was like they tricked the cold wallet into the signing process, so compromising the system, and they used to approve transactions. So basically, they modified the login interface of the cold wallet. So the hardware per se was not hacked. It was the human factor here because they tricked the signing for the cold
Hmm.
wallet, and they were able to access it. So in this case, it was not uh, like uh, like the cold wallet, because as we know, in principle, their keys are stored offline, but they become vulnerable because this human factor like takes place, and when they touch processes, that's where the weak link appears. So what actually happened, it was mostly like an insider risk. So it was something internally of Bybit that they were able to bypass the authentication of one of their users of their cold wallet.
Yeah, and it landed as one of the biggest, largest cyber attacks. And many
Crazy.
modern attacks exploit process gaps, not just like technical flaws, right? So, in your experience, Shade, what are the biggest weak points in security controls today? Is it technology, people, or the processes that connect them? I think you're going to say people.
People will always be the most unpredictable variable in this situation, because we're not AI, so we're not learning on the fly. So attackers are really good at social engineering, meeting us at a human level, hitting us where it hurts, and that's usually with our identity and trust. So it's always going to be people. I will say that vendors do play a part in that, just because there's a mathematical aspect of that. There are third-party risks, but I think on a day-to-day, it lives with just people
Mhm.
like us, employees moving too fast, overlooking something, security controls, or just onboarding something new onto your environment, and someone doesn't know that it's new and they just click on things. Just not good cyber hygiene. So it's always going to be people. We are the
Yeah.
most unpredictable variable when it comes to like
The
attack.
weakest link.
Yes, we are the weakest link. And not everyone has, even though it seems common to someone like me that works in the cybersecurity space,
Hmm.
cybersecurity knowledge is not common to everyone. So people are still clicking links. They're still not understanding, like, hey, when you're putting your data into like any type of portal, you're selling your, nothing is free. Okay.
Yep.
So attackers know that, but we don't. So I think once people are looking at their name and their birthdays and their address, these PIIs as more valuable, or more value, more value to it, then we will start making less risks. It will never be eliminated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is true. People are the weakest link these days. So, Sophie, my question to you, well, people get exploited easily. And what do state linked hacking groups play in the crypto ecosystem today?
So in this case, cyber forensics analysts, they traced back this hack to nation state actors,
Yeah.
APTs in this case. It was linked to Lazarus Group, a North Korean state sponsor group. So what I can say about this part is like this particular case was not just after profit. So let's say they are like stealing for money. They were also stealing for to fund government programs and evade sanctions. So as everybody knows, North Korea has a lot of sanctions, so they need to keep their operations alive. So what they do, they have these nation state actors, and they put money on these groups so they can steal funds. And the easiest way to fund these activities is through cryptocurrency, because they are able to
Mhm.
launder it and to actually get these funds to keep funding their operations. So I can say that nation states actors, they play a huge role when it comes to like hacks to cryptocurrencies. In this case, Bybit, which is one of the biggest exchanges, crypto exchanges. And we can see they were able to withdraw $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum. So that's the biggest number so
Yeah.
yet, because 2025 is not over, and hacks are not over yet too. So I guess so far 1.4 was a big number, and I can say we can expect bigger hacks in the upcoming years too.
Yeah, considering how fast AI is moving and everything, I think that there is a high chance of that. Let's hope the defenders are ready for what's coming. And thank you for both of your input, on the Bybit case. And before we move on, a quick reminder, this is all part of the Cybersecurity Cares Telethon. If you are finding this conversation valuable, please consider scanning the Telethon QR code on the screen and donating. Your support directly helps organizations that train, support, and protect people doing this work every day. So, our second incident shows how physical cyber risk becomes, very real, how physical it can actually get. Let's watch a short on the Jaguar Land Rover factory shutdown case.
In early September 2025, Jaguar Land Rover was hit by a major cyber attack, forcing its IT and factory systems offline and halting production for over 5 weeks. The shutdown rippled across the automotive supply chain, impacting thousands of businesses and highlighting how vulnerable critical manufacturing systems are to cyber threats. Experts now estimate the attack cost Jaguar Land Rover and the UK economy about £1.9 billion, making it one of the costliest cyber incidents in British history.
As I said when I started the event, that we are going to hear about some major manufacturing problems, and looks like Jaguar has faced some. They were forced to shut down in 2025, and this disruption rippled through supply chains and caused massive economic loss. So, from a cybersecurity perspective, Shade, how should risk leaders rethink cyber risk when it directly impacts physical operations, supply chains, and economic outputs?
So I think what they should consider is cyber risks have now become business risk long
Mm.
term.
Yeah.
There's no way, there's no separation anymore. Operational technology is now a prime target, and these are what the attackers are after. So the cloud systems, your enterprise networks, third party vendors, you have to now associate that with all the other risks you had internally. There it's expanded, and even though it seems small, I think it has proven in the last couple of years to be so much bigger, because again, we're halting production. We're
Mhm.
Yeah.
stopping businesses
Yeah.
at any point during the day, because now we are moving towards electric vehicles. So
Yeah.
there are going to be more attacks, like you said earlier. There are going to be more
Mm.
attacks. So cyber leaders need to look at this as, hey, this is also a business risk, and how do we prevent versus react? Like, how
Yes.
are we thinking more of a preventative
Mm-hmm.
mind state versus, hey, we're reacting to something that has already happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's in our environment, and now we have to not only think about the risk that they've caused, but long term, what else is it going to damage?
Yeah.
So
So that's why we always
Yeah.
talk about like business continuity. So if something happens, how are gonna be keep opening, like how everything is gonna keep running if there's a
Yeah.
cyber incident. So it looks like Jaguar in this case, they lacked a business continuity plan, I can
Yeah.
say, because they were like out of business for a whole 5 weeks. And until yesterday, I actually read another news that they not only like had problems with their factory per se, but the attackers, they also stolen data from employees and payroll data. So these hacks still piling up. So probably in a couple more weeks, we're gonna find out other stuff that happened. So this is like an
Yeah.
ongoing thing from since September. So
yeah,
it's still like we're in December now, and things are still like coming out, and this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. So it's like it looks like a never-ending nightmare for them, because business, they're still losing money until now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
because
I think what they have to put into consideration is that we are in a time of digital trust. So everything
hmm
is on the internet. So, if you are making a news for something as far as a breach or any type of halt from your business because of exposure to a hacker, then you have to understand that this is also a strike against your stocks. This
yeah,
is a long term impact to your
impact,
business.
yeah,
So we see
Yeah.
what happened to
yeah,
PayPal years ago. So they have to consider that these
yeah.
these are real time issues happening right now.
hmm
Yeah. And it's a business continuity risk. And what do you think about that? How about organizations still separate, about the organizations that still separate the security risk from business continuity risk in 2025? How should they move forward with this? Yes. Yeah.
Me,
Yes.
um,
Yes. Yes.
it can be an afterthought. That's the biggest thing. It cannot be an afterthought. It has to be baked in together. It has to be something that they have a framework or a repeatable playbook that they can kind of follow up from.
Yeah.
So natural disasters has to be in there. I know
yeah,
that's something that they have on the business sides, but supply chain breakdowns is also important. Um, Major operational changes, like, they all have to be baked in and talk to one another moving
hmm
forward. So that's how they're going to continue. Otherwise,
Yeah.
they're going to effectively, I guess, collapse. And I've seen it. I work in the cyberspace, and I work with businesses. But outside of that, I've always had
Yeah.
interest in cybersecurity and understanding, what cybersecurity is as a whole. Now, when it comes to businesses, you are in charge of everything that I put on your website. Okay,
Yeah.
cloud platforms. I need your identity system
Yep.
to be up to date. I need you to understand your third party vendor. So a lot of conversations need to be happening across the board. Like we cannot just allow AI. I think we've gotten to a point where they think plugging in an AI tool is going to solve,
Everything. Yeah.
and it is a really bad way to set and forget, because again, we've seen how many breaches have happened in the last couple years. We've seen how many companies have pretty much stopped production because
Yeah.
they can't move forward. So they need to learn how to detect attackers early, and contain them quickly to continue. I hope I answered that quick.
Yes, yes. It's like
Yeah.
staying ahead of
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah,
like staying ahead of
Mhm.
the attackers.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much, Shade, for your answer. And we're going to talk about the third incident, which involves enterprise software that thousands of organizations rely on daily. We will talk about the Oracle e-business suite breach, but before that, let's watch a quick video on it.
Oracle's e-business suite in a massive hack that hit nearly 30 organizations worldwide. Extortion emails from the Clop ransomware group named victims including Harvard University, The Washington Post, and more. Beyond reputational damage, analysts say the breaches expose sensitive data and could cost victims hundreds of millions in losses.
This again in 2025, a critical zero-day vulnerability in Oracle e-business suite was actively exploited in the wild. It allowed unauthenticated remote code execution, leading to the data theft across many organizations before emergency patches were actually issued. So, Shade, how do attackers identify and exploit vulnerabilities in massive enterprise platforms like Oracle EBS, and why are these systems such attractive targets?
The complexity of the platform is usually why attackers are after you. It's okay,
Mhm.
what is behind all of these cool words, and so just that is it. The complexity of your platform is usually what's going to attract them to your enterprise suite, your configuration drift,
Mhm.
inconsistent patching. Again, these are people that are testing your environment continuously. They have nothing. This is their job, to test your environment to make sure you don't have anything legacy in place that can be broken. A lot of these companies are operating on legacy tools,
Mhm.
and they have hidden discrepancies. Like, now there's a lot of things hidden behind these tools that they don't really understand, especially if you're not asking questions. So, yeah, I think that is a lot of what attackers are hoping are overlooked, especially when they are like on the hunt for companies
Mhm.
like Oracle, or the PayPals. These are
Yeah.
people with a lot of information on the back
The
end.
Salesforce hack that happened a couple of months ago too. So it's the same line, right?
So any type of admin interface that has any exposure there, overly permission, like these are all the things that they're looking for. And that's why we have like the red team and the blue team to test out what attackers are looking for, because you just never know. It's just a lot. And check on your patch history. I will say they leverage what they found before. So
Mhm.
continue to maintain those patches. So if you've had a attack where there was a patch misconfiguration, make sure that
Mhm.
it's tightened, because they love to see that history. They love to like kind of poke the bear. So
Yeah, thank you, Shade. And it makes me wonder, enterprise platforms like or Oracle EBS manage finance, HR, procurement, and supply chains for organizations worldwide. So, what kind of downstream impacts do breaches like this have beyond the initial compromise? So, Shade, what do you think?
um beyond the compromise, you have process orders, maybe payroll could be impacted. Your inventory, how does that look? What was I thinking of? Scheduling. Like
Hmm.
there's so many things that I don't think business leaders are considering after
Mhm.
the fact,
Hmm.
of what data looks like. I think everyone thinks, oh, they're just stealing my name and my birthday because they want to open a credit card. Like, no, it's so
No,
much
it's,
deeper than
it's
that. Yeah,
yeah.
it's so much deeper than that. It can come to bite you in the butt 2 years later. You're delaying shipments. If you are a retailer, then your shipments are not getting out. That is also coming back to your customers, and now the customer that you had for 3 years no longer wants to do business with you. So that
Yeah.
Yeah.
long-term revenue that you can no longer have,
Mhm.
partners are going to hear about it. So the industry will hear about it as well. So you also become like that nuance.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you guys don't have your things together.
Mm-hmm.
Missed SLAs. There's internal, external factors there. So those impacts
Mhm.
downstream, and we just can't identify. We can't really put it in like the KPIs of how that works.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Shade, for your
Mhm.
answers. And Sophie, what
Yes.
responsibilities do software vendors have when it
Mm.
comes to protecting clients against attacks on this scale?
Yeah. Well,
This
I
was a
like,
large scale
yeah,
attack.
I like this question because when you are providing a service for a customer, you are sort of liable for what happens to such software. So there's a lot of like legal implications to that, especially if you are providing support to the healthcare industry, or to underage kids. So there's a lot of regulations that also affect what type of service you are providing. So when we talk about like software vendor responsibilities, they are not just selling the code. They are also operating your critical infrastructure for you. And in my opinion, and I think in every cybersecurity professional opinion, is every product has to be secure by design. So it means that every vendor, they must ship software without like vulnerabilities. Of course, things
Mhm.
happen, but we must enforce secure default, like no weak configurations, no default passwords, and to continuously harden these products so we can avoid these supply chain events that they have been happening, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing is like they always have to be like straightforward, like very like forward, like telling the customer what happening, and rapid disclosure and patching, because when they discover the flaw, they need to announce it clearly and not like quietly, and like we are trying to patch in things. They have
Yep.
to, because otherwise we have these cases like what happened with Salesforce, or what happened with Oracle. And we do have another question here on LinkedIn, that they are talking about the SAP hack too, that happened a couple. I think it happened at the beginning of the year too. So these are like supply chain attacks where the vendors, they have to be like coming like forward and explain like be transparent and act fast. Otherwise, we
Yeah.
do have these never-ending supply chain attack that it started with the Washington Post with Harvard University, but at the end of the discovery of this attack, we have more than 30 organizations that were affected by this zero-day attack. So I feel like maybe Oracle should have disclosed this zero-day
Mm-hmm.
a bit faster to avoid like having this amount of organizations impacted. But again, it's not easy because the bad guys are always ahead of the good guys.
Yeah.
So I 100% blame the vendor in this case. But
Mm-hmm.
as a vendor, they have certain responsibilities that they have to fulfill in order
Yeah.
to, as Shade mentioned, that to get this customer to come back and keep like buying your product. So
Yeah, and not cause this much of a reputational damage as they did. So it is true. And we have seen many cases like that where if they disclose it sooner, the faster, people can solve it and the faster they can get to the root cause. And thank you so much, Shade and Sophie, for your answers. And a quick reminder, please don't forget to scan the Telethon QR code and donate. Today's episode is all about supporting organizations that care for the people behind cybersecurity, not just the technology itself. So, now let's talk about how cyber threats continue to evolve from bots to highly sophisticated social engineering. And we have seen many cases of social engineering lately. So, how do you see the overall cyber threat landscape shifting as more value moves into digital systems? Shade, your thoughts?
Um, I think we talked on it a little bit. Cyber attacks are becoming more of a
People issue, yeah.
not no, it's direct. It's a direct attack on business value.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think now we have to consider how it's corrupting the data, how it's hijacking identities. You know, we have deep fakes as well. So outside of bots and agents and all the things that we like to talk about, like these are really evolving business issues, business critical
Mm-hmm.
issues.
Hmm.
It's expanding faster. The attack paths are expanding faster than the defenses, to be honest. You know, it takes a level of learning, and I don't think we as humans, because I always say we were AI before AI. We are not able to process, or we're not built to process as much information in such a short time. So our the way that we're building trust looks different from what it used to look like, you know, and there's just new entry points for bad actors to do bad things. Identity is the new currency. So a lot of businesses have to understand, again, to tie it back into, this is also a business critical issue, is
Yeah.
making sure that you're
Yeah.
protecting not only your reputation but your people's brand. Like, you know, if I'm on your website, then I'm expecting you to kind of uphold that security for myself. And secure supply chain attacks are just becoming normal. Like we're
Yeah. Actually, I'm just reading a comment from YouTube, and the real Kyle, he said supply chain attacks is winning this year.
yeah.
So yeah, they won.
So
Congratulations.
attackers know that compromising one vendor can give them access to like hundreds of other vendors or other endpoints that weren't secured. So I think that people really need to not consider cybersecurity as an afterthought, especially businesses. There should be practices in place during
Mm-hmm.
onboarding that say, hey, this is how you protect us and yourself from these growing attacks. So
Yeah. And this question goes to the both of you. As we look toward 2026, what trends should organizations expect? Are attackers shifting towards new industries or exploiting different types of weaknesses? Shadi, would you like to answer that first?
I think they're doing all of the above for the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah.
There's again, this is their job. This is what they do. So they're paid to do this. So they're exploiting it all, and they're finding vulnerabilities with AI faster. They're using agents online as well. So yeah, the
Totally.
trends are
Ex-
going to be a lot of agent fraud,
Hmm.
a lot of fraud across the board, even
Hmm.
human fraud. I think people
Yeah.
yep.
are starting to just see that there's a lot of vulnerabilities and are starting to use it to their benefit. Everyone wants a quick buck. Why not? So,
Yep. And Sophie, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm gonna be quick, and I'm just gonna say that I know that attackers are gonna blend AI with the human manipulation that we've been talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and they will hate whatever trust exists. And we did have an episode a couple of weeks ago about zero trust.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I'm talking here. Like they're gonna try to exploit this trust of like humans have to go for and tackle that because we are having better tools to defend ourselves, not the human, like it's not there yet. We are not, as humans, we are not prepared yet to get those who are not involved in cyber to the level of understanding
Mm-hmm.
how to protect. And that's when we talk about cyber hygiene and how education is the number one powerful tool. So those are my thoughts for 2026.
Yeah, let's hope that everybody knows how to practice good cyber hygiene. Don't reuse passwords and make sure you do not click on that link. That sounds too good to be true. Thank you so much for your answers, both Sophie and Shade. And thank you so much, Shade, for sharing your insights with us today. It was lovely having you as our guest.
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much and happy holidays and see you next year.
See you next year. Bye, guys. Stay cyber safe.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. All
Yes.
right. That was Shade, and we had a wonderful time discussing our top incidents of 2025. And once again, this is the Cybersecurity Cares Telethon Edition. Please donate using the QR code on the screen and help support the people behind cybersecurity. Now, we want to highlight the organizations this telethon supports and give them space to share their missions. First up, we're going to talk about Amanda of Mental Health Hackers. Their mission is to educate tech professionals on unique mental health risks in the field and offer guidance to reduce their impact and manage triggering causes. Hello, Amanda. How are you doing today? Tell us everything about your organization.
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing better today. I'm kind of recovering from the flu,
Oh
so
Oh,
no.
I'm a
no.
little off today.
That's okay. Just
Um,
tell us everything that you do.
yeah. So, like I said, my name's Amanda. I've been in the cybersecurity industry now for a very long time. I think it's been like 12 years, maybe, and like
Wow.
20 or so years in tech. And I started this organization about 8 years ago, and it was kind of an accident. We started it because I was giving talks at conferences about my own problems, right? Like anxiety
Okay.
and depression and imposter syndrome and all of that kind of stuff, right? I was giving all these talks, and I saw a need for uh, people to learn about it in a longer form kind of content.
Mm-hmm.
So my idea was to kind of have like a workshop. Well, that workshop then turned into a full-blown village, where we have now our own talk tracks at conferences, and it's kind of just a space that you can go and learn about mental health related things in the
Yeah.
cybersecurity industry. We have a lot of like peer support talks that we'll give, but we also have just one of my problems was, I've been working from home for 15 years, and I would go to a security conference and just be surrounded by, new people that I know and love, and just like noise and lights and all of this information that you're trying to like sponge up and all of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You'd I'd get off my routine. So, your sleep is off and your meals are off and your exercise routine is like all of these things. And I would just go into like a spiral of anxiety and panic attacks. So this is my kind of somewhat solution to that, where you can kind of go and just chill in a quiet space, know that you can talk about things. We have like a lot of we'll do yoga, chair massages. We've had therapy dogs.
Nice.
Wow.
We print out a bunch of information from like real mental health institutions, so American Psychological Association, and that kind of stuff, and have that all in our villages as well.
That's amazing. I do have a wonderful memory from your group. I remember during the pandemic, I was on Twitter back in the day.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody from the cybersecurity community posted one of your events, and it was online, and it was an art project.
Yes.
And I participated. And it
Yes.
was like during my lowest moments during the pandemic. And I was like, oh my God, I so needed this. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm
Mhm.
so happy I get to participate. And I remember you were giving away some art kits at that time for a lot of like the participants. And I had such a wonderful time. And I still have the painting to this day. So it's like a wonderful memory for me. And it really helped me through the pandemic.
That is awesome to hear. Yeah, I love doing those things. I'm a big artist myself, and yeah, that was one of the things that we every now and then we still actually do. So we'll do these hackers who paint, and
Yes.
it's just a Zoom
Let's
meeting.
do one live
Yeah,
next year.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, we totally can.
Yes.
It's just fun. You don't have to have any like artistic experience or
Mhm.
anything. It's just kind of a step by step. Like last time we did it, we painted a llama.
Nice.
Yeah, just really
Wow.
serious.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So
It
thank
all
you.
sounds
Yeah.
really, really fun,
Yeah.
and it's amazing that, you're taking art into perspective and cybersecurity into perspective. Thank you so much today, Amanda, for joining us. It was great to hear about mental health hackers from you.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
So thank you. And don't forget to donate. Everything is going to be split equally among all organizations so they can fund their operation for 2026.
Oh,
Thank you,
yeah.
Amanda, and happy holidays.
Yes. Happy holidays.
Happy
Bye-bye.
holidays, Amanda. All right, now we have Jen from Sober in Cyber. And Sober in Cyber goals is to build a sober cybersecurity
Mhm.
community to share resources, network, and find sober buddies at conferences. Hello, Jen. How are you doing today?
Hello, very good. So wonderful to see
Hi.
you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for joining and making the time. I know everybody has their own schedule and jobs, and they're all volunteers for these amazing organizations. And I'm happy you get to do what you're doing right now.
Thank you. I'm happy that my video and audio are both working. So I think we're winning so far
Yes,
today. Yay!
yes, we're winning today. So tell us about what Sober in Cyber means for you and what are you doing?
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit that does alcohol-free networking events during security conferences. So the whole goal is to increase the number of alternative options that are out there for making connections during conferences and beyond. When I first started the nonprofit in 2023, selfishly, I kind of wanted to throw the parties that I always wanted to go to as a sober person, but it sort of morphed and grown. And we found that a lot of the people who come to attend our in-person events are
Yeah.
they're not necessarily fully sober, but they just need a break or an opportunity to connect with other people with zero pressure to drink.
Mhm.
And the engagements, the interactions that happen at those events are just phenomenal. We try to make them really, really fun, over the top. We also have a Discord community for alcohol-free folks within our industry, so we can share resources and memes and pet pictures and all the things that you do onto Discord. So that's the main goal, is just increasing community, decreasing stigma, and just throwing
Mhm.
fun events that anybody can attend.
Yeah, it
Good.
sounds really good. And another reminder to everybody watching, you can definitely click on the QR code, scan it, and make sure to donate because it's organizations like this that keeps the community alive. Thank you so much, Jen, for joining us here today. Would you like to tell us anything more about
What
your
is
organization?
what are you planning for 2026? Any
Yes, yes,
cool events?
yes. So my goal in 2025 was to host at least one event per month, and we were
Nice.
able to do that. We checked off that box. So hopefully, as we grow funds and volunteers, we'll be able to hopefully have some additional chapters or grow globally. But the next upcoming events that we have for sure on the books are we've got Cactus Con in February in Arizona. So we're
Nice.
sponsoring some mocktails and arcade games at their welcome reception the first night of that conference. And then we also have at the RSA Security Conference, we have our annual event called Rockin' Mocktails. So Rockin' Mocktails is a big, huge party that is, punk rock themed. So we have mocktails that have rock and roll names. We have arts and crafts where you can kind of make your own punk rock duct tape cuffed and all kinds of other
Wow.
crafts and activities.
That's
Really great
nice.
music. So that one's coming up during the RSA Security Conference. That'll be our next big event. And then another big pillar event that we have each year is between Black Hat and DEF CON, and
Nice.
it's the Sober Speakeasy. So we throw that one at the Mob Museum. We rent out the whole underground speakeasy
That's
area
great.
at the Mob Museum.
It's a
And we
very
have
cool museum.
it is such
I've
a
been
cool
there like
venue.
last
It's
year.
so
Yeah.
much fun. And one of these days, so we just had our third event that we've had at that location. And one of these days, I'll actually get a chance to tour the museum. Usually, I'm so busy throwing the event that I never get a chance to run around. But I've heard it's phenomenal in
Oh,
the
it's
actual museum.
amazing. Yeah, you're gonna get you're gonna get to see the old Flamingo Hotel that they had and
Yes.
all the
Yeah.
mafia things
So
happening.
that one's a really, really fun. That was actually the first event that we threw in 2023 was between Black Hat and DEF CON. And it was just such
amazing.
made such a great impact, and we got such great feedback from everyone that I thought, okay, this
Yep.
is definitely a need that we need to fill within the community.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So thank you so much, Jen. And everybody that wants to join Sober in Cyber, they have a Discord channel. They can join there. And I guess anybody can find you online. So you can go to soberincyber.org and you're going to find all the links over there. So thank you, Jen, and happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Thank you so much. You too.
Bye-bye.
That was Jen, and it was wonderful to hear from her. And lastly, we have Nicole from the Diana Initiative, a diversity driven conference supporting underrepresented people in InfoSec. Hi, Nicole.
Hello. This has been pretty fun so far, hearing about the absolutely amazing heists that have been pulled off this year, Ocean 11 style. But as far as what we've been up to, certainly not anything Ocean 11. We want to service everyone who's underrepresented in the industry.
Mhm.
We originally started out as TiaraCon and we were servicing just women, and we've expanded since then. So everyone is welcome to attend our events, ally, or people who have some kind of thing. Maybe you grew up, in a family that nobody had gone to college. Maybe you are, a race that gets discriminated against. Maybe you are a woman, all sorts of things. Maybe you have some kind of neurodivergence or disability that people discriminate against.
Mhm.
And we attempt to show up at events wherever possible to run events and just make sure people feel seen. As we heard earlier, Rebecca mentioned just sometimes having other people that look like you or can relate to you makes things
Mhm.
feel more welcoming and inclusive. And that's really what we're here for, is fostering that. And then hopefully people are then able to network and, create long lasting connections outside of us. And we generally partner with as many orgs as possible, because although there is some overlap in our demographics, we each are, specializing in different areas. So we're all stronger together. We will be back this year at our normal events, which is RSA and DEF CON. We will also, for the first time this year, be at B-Side San Francisco. We've got a talk track going, so that's really
Nice.
exciting. We're hoping to pop down to Echo Party in Miami, which is exciting. We'll be at a couple of B-sides, and there's possibly an online event coming in May or June, date to be
Wow.
announced.
And don't forget the CTF of the Diana Initiative that is coming up too.
Well, that'll be the online event, May, June, date TBD.
Yes.
We will have that decided by early January, but right now we're just working on figuring out when actually works for all of our volunteers. And of course, we're still looking for a handful more volunteers. So if you can't donate funds, we would certainly love you to
Yeah.
donate your time. And also, if you don't want to donate to any of these particular orgs, there are plenty of amazing orgs out there, and I can understand that everyone's kind of strapped for cash this year. So definitely donate where you can, what you can. It's been a rough year for nonprofits.
I know.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us and telling us all about the Diana Initiative. Sounds like 2026 is going to be really fun with you guys.
Yes.
It will be.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, Nicole. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. That was Nicole, and it was lovely to hear about her and what we look forward to by the Diana Initiative in 2026. So, these were the organizations, and we also actually had Black Girls Cyber. So, if anybody wants to donate, all they have to do is go ahead, scan the QR code. These organizations are doing truly amazing work, and it was great to hear about the missions, the impact that they are creating, and the communities, that they are supporting across cybersecurity. And we obviously really appreciate the guests who took time to be part of Cybersecurity Cares Telethon. And thank you for everything that they do to support and uplift people in the industry. Now we're going to, talk about the cyber briefing recap, where Sophie and I will walk through the top cybersecurity headlines of the week.
Mhm.
But before we do that, I want to tell you about something really cool. It's about the AI Defense in Action, a workshop by Pact, where you can learn different defense strategies and much more. If you would like to register, we have a special offer just for you, our dear viewers. Use code CyberMaterial40 to get 40% discount today. So, Sophie, are you looking forward to this?
Yes, this is a great event that is happening in February, so you still have some time. So make sure to scan the QR code. You get a coupon discount of 40%, Cyber Material 40. So you can attend this wonderful event, and you will have a free ebook of AI Copilot. So that's a great show to. I'm sorry, event to attend to next
Yeah.
year.
All right, so make sure to use the code cybermaterial40. Now let's watch a quick video on what cyber briefing is all really about.
Stay ahead of the cyber curve with real-time alerts, incident reports, and the latest cybersecurity news, all in one streamlined, easy-to-read newsletter. Join more than 20,000 subscribers who rely on cyber briefing, available on LinkedIn, Medium, and now on Substack. Don't wait to protect your digital world. Subscribe today and stay informed with Cyber Briefing by Cyber Material.
That was the cyber briefing. So, in case you guys have not been watching our show, which you should watch, by the way, every week, every week, that was the cyber briefing where we share our latest incidents, alerts, and news. All the cybersecurity updates in one place. So, in case you're not subscribed, do subscribe to us. All you have to do is visit our LinkedIn profile and hit the subscribe button. So, Sophie, are you ready to break down the top headlines?
Yes, I'm ready and I'm happy to talk about what is next. You want to go?
Yeah. So the first thing was the PayPal subscription abuse to send fake purchase emails. So what happened there?
So this is an alert that came out on this Monday, the cyber briefing. It was the number one. And this is a new scam that is happening. They are abusing PayPal subscription notification system, which is a feature that normally is being used for merchants, that they send real emails when the subscription payment stops or change it. So what they do, they set up a fake subscription and then they trigger the system to send out a message that looks exactly like a legitimate PayPal email from like service at paypal.com or any like paypal.com domain. So meaning like it can pass email security checks and land in your inbox without being flagged. So everybody should be aware of this type of scam, and their goal is to to call their fake support button that they are embedding on the email, which is and it goes to a fraudulent website. And what they do, they harvest your PayPal login information and their access to your computer and so on and so forth. The classic phishing email. So everybody should be aware of this PayPal scam, and they should keep an eye on what is happening out there.
Yeah, because it sounds scary. And I think there is a way that people might lose a lot of personal, even banking details through this particular phishing email. And next we have SoundCloud, which, is a cyber incident that happened where they confirm a member data breach. So what happened in that? Can you break that down for us?
Yeah, this one is part of all the amazing hacks that we're having this year. They officially confirmed that they suffered a data breach that affected millions of users worldwide. So it was not US-based users, it was worldwide. And they detected an unauthorized activity in one of the internal service dashboards. And basically, what they were able to do is to get view of millions of accounts. They were able to steal email addresses and publicly visible profile information. So it was not that confidential, but they were able to extract email addresses. There was no passwords or financial details involved. But again, it matters because once they get access to the email accounts, that's when the scammers go after the users, because they know that they use the specific email for SoundCloud and all the phishing and things happening after this. So this was almost like a harvesting data hacked, and they were able to extract information from users. So we haven't seen the consequences of this breach yet. So if you have a SoundCloud account, keep an eye on spamming emails or unsolicited SoundCloud notifications. So all these may be linked to the recent data breach that they have suffered.
Yeah. And usually, this happens in a step by step. There's one where they collect the data and then there's the exploitation phase. So keep an eye out. And hopefully, this is where good cyber hygiene actually comes into action. If you had separate email accounts, like we always talk about in our shows, if you have separate email accounts for everything, you are probably a little bit safer than everybody out there.
Yeah.
And on the last note, even I received this email. Google chose to close down their dark web tool. So it was actually,
Well, I feel a little bit like bittersweet thing. No, I mean actually more bitter than sweet because this was a great tool. Like
yeah.
it was something that Google was offering like Gmail users to scan the dark web for your Gmail. It was leaked or not, if it was associated with any data breach. And not only was your email address, it was also your phone number, your full name, and if you wanted to put your home address too. So all these data, you were able to fine tune it the way you wanted to Google to scan the dark web.
Yeah.
But they're shutting it down in February. And I think that Google is killing it because according to their email, it was like, because people were receiving notes that their data was leaked, but they didn't know what to do.
Oh
But
no.
don't like I feel like they shouldn't have shut it down because people were not able to like fix whatever happened. So what I feel like Google, maybe they are building a tool that they're going to sell to users and not for free that they were giving it away. So this may be like a commercial side thing. That's why they're shutting it down.
Yeah.
But it was a great tool.
Yeah, it was kind of a
Yeah.
bittersweet moment for me too when I received it. And it was actually a bit scary that people actually were getting reports and did not know what to do. And
Yeah.
in cases like that, do follow Cyber Material and 911 Cyber, because we can definitely help. We are professionals and we will definitely be able to guide you or even help you through cases like this, right, Sophie?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And before we wrap up for today, another quick reminder: if you want to build human risk KPIs, learn how to read red team, and, develop AI aware defense playbooks, then register for the AI Defense in Action, brought to you by Pact. Our audience can get a 40% discount by using the code cybermaterial40 at registration. So make sure that you go ahead and scan the QR code for that. And another reminder that this event is live on Cybersecurity Cares on LinkedIn. You can join them live and they will keep, you can keep showing your support over there. You can join them live. Just head over to their page, Cybersecurity Cares, and they are live right now. Before we close, I just want to say this is the last Ask Me Anything Cyber of the year. Thank you so much to everyone who joined and tuned in and watched our show. I see a few comments on LinkedIn that say that they're enjoying the stream and happy holidays ahead.
Thank you so much, everybody. And I want to invite everybody to donate. This is going to be active until the end of the day. So if you happen to watch the show after going live, you can still donate to these wonderful organizations. And happy holidays to everybody. Thank you for being with us for 25 shows this 2025. So we have 25. So next year, hopefully we get more than 25. And if you want to be a guest in our show, make sure to reach out. And we're going to be ending this show with a mashup of the best of 2025. Happy holidays, everybody.
Bye.
Ask Me Anything Cyber 2025 highlights. 25 shows, 25 conversations that push cybersecurity forward. From IoT security with Dr. Kengo Oka and Mark Raphael, to women securing the future with Rosie, Rachel, and Brenda. We explored zero trust with Eugene Kushner, career moves and mentorship with Nelia Felice, cyberstalking realities with Scott Schober, and fraud blocking with Avi Chowdhury. We tackled healthcare security with Bob Chaput, and even security for legal professionals with Melissa Lukings. And that was just the beginning. 25 shows, countless insights, a year of cyber intelligence in 2025. And in 2026, we're just getting started. It's going to be packed. Be a guest, lead the conversation, and join us next year for more Ask Me Anything Cyber. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every week at noon Eastern Time for another high-energy recap of the week's biggest cyber stories. From data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special, live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. See you next week.